Hello. I haven't done one of these kind of rant videos in a while. Got a regular mic because I don't have my headset anymore. We'll see how it works. I wanted to read this essay that I wrote a couple days ago. So, we'll see. My roommate's watching Adult Swim, so probably be some outbursts. For all of the arguments in favor and against the existence of God, I have this to say. None of them are convincing. No argument that I've ever heard compels me, even slightly, to believe that there is a God that exists. My faith, on the days that I have it, spiritual loyalty, wavers quite erratically, is not a matter of logic or reason, because the only things that those arguments control are the very things they claim not to. My emotions. A stupid argument pisses me off, just as much as an argument I may already agree with, the conclusion of convinces me. And I think it's that way with mostly everyone. They don't actually convince us, do they? We just say that they do or don't based on what we already believe. Maybe that's why I have as fluid of a position as I do, or perhaps what's to follow is why. But here's a tip. Not a tip. An anti-argument of my own that may not be useful to anyone at all. Or maybe. Fuck, I don't know. I don't really care. It's just a thought. A dismissal of argument. Because what is most interesting to me is the paradoxical, seemingly counterintuitive method by which Christianity does gain a semblance of credibility. By denying it. By denying inherent philosophical correctness. By, dare I say it, denying the self. Even the part of the self that calls itself a Christian. One gains an inkling of respect, respectability, credibility. That's it. That's what's been compelling to me about the Christian faith. Those who act on its teachings instead of overactively endorsing them. Those who are ready and eager to deny their own judgment on such matters of truth. After all, any Christian in their right mind would say that they are fallible humans compared to the God they believe in. They're the only ones that I would actually trust when they say, this is what I believe. Sorry. Their beliefs are so second nature that it's almost an insult to call it second nature. There's something profound to be said of the Christian who says, willingly, I could, might be, and for all my logic can do, probably am wrong. Similarly, there's something repellingly sinister about the Christian who believes that they know the right arguments, the right answers to every question, believes that God's existence is a logical necessity. I cannot possibly accept that they actually believe what they say they do. Those doctrinal eccentricities are chess pawns for them. Their God is logic, not God. In a world where words are increasingly easier to throw around with little care for where they land or who they heard, if they land at all, I believe that we should be very wary of those who believe that their faith is dictated by how well they can defend it, and not by what fruits they produce from it. And yes, I am included in that judgment. So long as there is such thing as apologetics, even if I, myself, reference and draw from it, I don't believe that I will ever be completely convinced that the Christian God exists. My faith, what is there of it, will never be a happy one, but one that is equally happy and sad, light and dark. One cannot appreciate sobriety unless one has experienced intoxication. And I cannot consistently know a liberating faith unless I remain well acquainted with a sickeningly depressing doubt. If I should pray, it is out of faith, not certainty. If I should worship, it is out of love, not obligation. If I should feel compelled enough to one day give a reason for the hope I have, expect emotional cues and rhetorical gymnastics to get my point across, not pure, emotionless, inhuman logic. Besides, to give a reason is not to give reason itself, because for this, there is no reason. And when my time comes to fall in love again, which probably shouldn't be soon, and maybe that's okay, I will love with that faith. I'm just self-loathing enough lately to think I might need that in a relationship. That faith will be the cornerstone of said relationship. Because I am increasingly sickened by my willingness to tread on that which isn't necessarily mine. This is the splinter under every single one of my fingernails. The self-hatred that makes me feel like I, alone, single-handedly prove the existence of original sin. So if I do those things in faith, it is not for others. It is not to impress others. It may not even be to compel others to see this light within me, whatever the light may actually be. But it is for my own subjective enlightenment, my own spiritual journey, for my own healing process, and my own emotional well-being, and my own maturing. It is for my own morality, because what I believe dictates the way I live, and not the way you live, or the way you should. That came out wrong. Because what I believe dictates the way I shall live, and not the way you should. And I will never, ever insist that it has to be. This is how I choose to remain humble. I don't try to hide the faults in my belief system for the sake of convincing others. I find that disingenuous anyway. Hell, I expose them. No one should be denied the full picture to make a decision on complete information or biased information. Because no one with biased or incomplete information could possibly claim to be right. So, I only trust those who are able to talk honestly of their positions, of the faults of their own positions, and those who do not claim to be correct. At least correct by default. This is why philosophical arguments for or against the existence of God do not, and never will, convince me to do anything other than use them on people.